Hi, Facebook Live. So I'm actually trying something different today. Hi, my name is Lynn. I coach individuals based on a 3A framework, which is to attract, activate, accelerate. Attracting what you want to your life, activating the potential within you, and accelerating you to your results sooner than later. If you're watching me live for the first time, feel free to put a hi in the chat box. If you're watching this on replay, feel free to hashtag replay. And I gotta admit, the background is not a real beach, but I'm doing some testing while I'm coming on live. So it's Sunday for me, and I wanted to share a light-hearted topic, which was a conversation I had with a 7-year-old. So I was bringing my niece back home. She's a very interesting 7-year-old. So because last year I started to dive into a particular topic and realized that our DNA tells a lot about us. And as I studied a little bit more, and I finally decided to put what I learned not just into practice with my clients, but also with the little one. So after I did some analysis of the little one, I thought, okay, I remember my mentor Bob Proctor said, kids are really smart. They are just as smart as an adult. They may not have vocabulary, but they understand exactly what we say. So I thought, okay, let's just treat her like an adult and start to share with her what I found out about her DNA. So I told her, you're going to be a wise lady. I said, so do you know what wise means? Yes, I know. Okay. So, but although you're going to be a wise lady, when it comes to making decision, you will need to take some time. Okay, especially when you need to make a big decision. Wait, so do you know what decision is? Say yes. Okay. So when it comes to big decision, you need time. You can't really dive into it and you need time to think. So she said, okay, what's a big decision? I said, well, a big decision is like perhaps when you want to marry a boy. So no, I don't like boys because boys in her schools are really, they are really naughty. Like they push to the girls and the girls don't like the boys. Okay. So immediately she went on and said, okay, give me a big question. I said, you don't have a big question. There's no big decision you need to do. Like you're just a little kid right now. Like what's a big question you need to process, right? I can't think of any. So what I learned from this little 7-year-old is that when I shared an idea with her, there was absolutely zero resistance. She was super receptive and she immediately wanted to take upon the idea. I wanted to practice it. She was really asking for a question to learn how to make decision, not immediately, but take time to process. And which was why, if you see my earlier post, it led on to her asking me whether, what would you choose? Would you choose $3 million or have a boyfriend? So she was learning how to make decisions or making big decisions. I would imagine if I were talking to an adult, I probably wouldn't get to that stage because chances are an adult, we have our own experiences, our own preconceived notion. We probably be very critical and ask, so how do you know I'd be wise? Is there any proof? And how accurate is it? Okay, what is a big decision? Is this considered a big decision? Is that a considered big decision? But, I could see when I talk to adults, there'd be lots of questioning, right? Probably not as receptive as a 7-year-old, but it's a good reflection to see how kids are so receptive, and that's why it's so easy for them to be like sponge. We say kids are like sponge and they get into action very quickly. Okay, so if you're watching this and you made it to the end, thanks very much. If you're wondering why am I coming on live, it's because I'm on a challenge to come on live for 365 days. And more importantly, if you would like to understand more about your DNA, on how to actually receive the information about your DNA and how to write with it, because we have some strength. I'm someone who believes in strengthening your strength instead of working on your weakness, right? That's just my personal preference. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about yourself. It's all written in the stars. It's in your DNA. I'm not saying it's cast in stone, but it's always good to have some insights about what are some of the strengths we have. Feel free to drop the word me in the chat box. I'll be more than happy to point in some direction. I might do a simple analysis, a high level overview, which I'll do the heavy lifting, and if it resonates, that's great. Okay, so that's all for today's live, and I'll be back tomorrow for another live. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.